Japanese folklore is rich with supernatural beings known as yokai, strange spirits, monsters, and shapeshifters that have captivated imaginations for centuries. Some are playful, some are terrifying. All of them are unforgettable. In this video, we continue our descent into the strangest corners of the yokai world, exploring the rare, the grotesque, and the ones you were never meant to see. Welcome to part 2 of 5 bizarre yokai you've never heard of. Nupeppo, the Rotting Wanderer. Our first yokai is known as Nupeppo, a creature of rot and decay. Described in Edo period scrolls and illustrated in 18th century yokai catalogs, it appears as a lump of sagging flesh. Roughly the size of a child, it has no visible eyes, mouth, or limbs, just folds of skin resembling a melted human face. Its presence is marked by a foul odor, like spoiled meat or open wounds left to fester in summer heat. Nupeppo rarely interacts with humans. It doesn't speak or attack. Instead, it wanders silently through abandoned places, ruined temples, graveyards, or forgotten alleys. Curiously, some old accounts claim its flesh has powerful medicinal properties. It's said that if eaten, it can grant immortality, though these tales are often dismissed as metaphor or exaggeration. Despite its grotesque form, the Nupeppo is not considered malevolent, but seeing it is said to bring illness or madness. Yama-uba, the mountain crone. High in Japan's remote mountains, legends tell of a woman who lives alone, offering shelter to lost travelers. But this is no ordinary hermit. She is Yama-uba, the mountain witch. Her name literally means mountain hag, and she appears in countless regional tales. Sometimes she's kind, sometimes a cannibal. According to legend, Yama-uba was once a human, often a mother abandoned during famine, or a woman exiled from society. Over time, isolation warped her humanity. Her hunger grew, and she began to prey on those who stumbled into her territory. Yama-uba appears as an elderly woman with wild hair, long robes, and sharp teeth. In many stories, she lulls her victims to sleep with kindness, then reveals her true form, with claws and supernatural strength. She's also a shapeshifter and sorceress. In one no-play, she raises the famous kabuki hero, Kintaro. In others, she tricks children into becoming her next meal. In remote regions, people once left offerings for Yama-uba to ensure safe mountain travel. She became a symbol of the danger and mystery hidden in untamed nature. Yanari, the house squeakers. Have you ever heard a house creak at night? In Japanese folklore, such noises may not be the house settling, but the work of Yanari. These small yokai, often described as impish or oni-like, live inside the beams and foundations of homes, especially newly built ones. Their name literally means house squeaks, and that's exactly what they cause. Yanari are mischievous, but not malicious. They bang on walls, stomp on floors, and knock over objects, sometimes every night, like clockwork. Their folklore likely originates from real-world phenomena, new buildings creaking as materials expand and settle. But in older stories, Yanari are spirits awakened by unresolved grudges or disturbances during construction. One famous legend from Hyogo Prefecture tells of a haunted house where nightly shaking terrified one samurai. When the source was investigated, a gravestone was found buried beneath the floor, placed there to appease the ghost of a bear that had once been killed nearby. This tale reflects a recurring theme in Japanese yokai lore, the idea that trauma and memory linger in places, and spirits don't forget. Unlike poltergeists in Western folklore, Yonari are not trying to hurt anyone. Their noises are a cry for attention, a reminder of a past wrong. Once acknowledged or exorcised, they usually disappear. Kudan, the prophet. Kudan is a yokai unlike any other, a harbinger of prophecy born with a human face and the body of a cow. It first appeared in the 19th century, with records during the late Edo and early Meiji periods. According to folklore, when Kudan is born, it can speak fluently, but only for a brief time. It issues a single prophecy, then dies. Often, the predictions are dire: plague, famine, or war, but sometimes they promise good harvests or peace. During social upheavals, especially in the 1830s and 1860s, Kudan became a popular figure in kawaraban, printed broadsheets. Merchants sold protective amulets featuring its image. Families would pin them above doorways to ward off bad luck. However, skepticism grew. By the 20th century, many Kudan sightings were exposed as taxidermy hoaxes, animal corpses sewn together to attract crowds and money. Still, belief in Kudan's prophetic power lingered, especially during times of crisis. Its cultural role is fascinating, a blend of rural superstition, mass media, and collective fear. Kudan is no threat, but what it says may haunt you. Tsuchigumo, the earth spider. Tsuchigumo literally means earth spider, but it began as something far more human, a label used by Imperial Japan to dehumanize indigenous peoples who resisted central authority. In the Nihon Shoki and other ancient chronicles, the term was used for rebels, outcasts, and those who lived in mountain caves. Over centuries, the name evolved into myth, massive, shape-shifting spider monsters that lived underground. One of the most well-known tales of Tsuchigumo features Minamoto no Yorimitsu, also known as Raiko, a legendary demon-slaying warrior from Japan's Heian period. The story, recorded in 14th century scrolls and epic tales, begins with Yorimitsu falling mysteriously ill. He's cared for by a young servant, but something isn't right. Sensing danger, Yorimitsu strikes the servant, and in an instant, the illusion breaks. The boy transforms into a monstrous spider and flees. Yorimitsu and his men track it through the mountains to a hidden cave, where they confront it. After a brutal battle, Yorimitsu slays the creature. But as its body is cut open, thousands of spiderlings spill out, many said to be as large as human children. Tsuchigumo is more than a monster lurking underground. It is a symbol of hidden threats, of fear disguised as folklore, and of the way power rewrites those who resist it. What began as a label for outsiders became a legend of deception, venom, and ambush. And yet, even today, Tsuchigumo reminds us, the most disturbing monsters are often those created not by nature, but by history, fear, and the need to control a world we don't fully understand. These 5 yokai, grotesque, elusive, and often misunderstood, reflect more than just superstition. They represent forgotten grief, ancient fears, and the boundaries between the seen and the unseen. The more we look into folklore, the more we realize yokai are never just monsters. They are stories, symbols, echoes of something deeper. If you found this exploration fascinating, subscribe and hit the bell icon.